Hello and welcome to Duke's United Show. I'm your host, Garth Lewis. There's no funny intros today. I'm joined by the Tower of Power, Nathan the Duke Ellington. And what did you see yesterday, mate? Was it fun for you?
You know what? It was better. Funnily enough, it was better to watch. And I had some kind of feeling inside that we might actually do something. But by the end of the game, I was obviously going, okay, same old in the end. We actually controlled the game and then they scored. Then we controlled the game, then they scored, then we controlled the game, then they scored. But in terms of controlling the game, who cares if you control the game in the first third and the second third? It all matters in that final third. And Bournemouth showed us how to do it in that final third, and how not to do it we did. So what can we do?
Raj, good morning, guys. It's Raj at work day. So listening to your friend of the show. Nice to see you, mate. I'm sure you're. How you feeling, bruv? You were feeling down last time I spoke to you, mate. Obviously, Arsenal lost as well. Yeah, Arsenal lost as well, so that's a bonus. All right, listen, we're going to discuss the whole game, but let's start initially with how easy we were to break down. We lose the ball in transition in the middle of the park or a bad pass. Next thing you know, Bournemouth are in our box, hitting the post or putting it in the back of the onion bag. Far too simple, Nathan, I think, and far too easy.
Yeah, I noticed we were passing the ball around. Amrabat was getting on the ball, and he had no options. You know why? McTominay was putting himself in positions where you can't get the ball. And I was like, McTominay, where are you going? Like, why are you not helping? And I was just thinking, what is going on here? And funnily enough, we started playing. We tried to play the ball out. It was a ball which McTominay tried to get. And then their player wins it. And there's three players around the ball. And none of them react as the ball, knowing that McTominay's not going to get it. They didn't think, oh, he's not going to get it. Let me drop quick and win it. They just all stood there jogging. Shaw was standing there. Even Maguire behind him was standing there thinking, oh, someone's going to get it. And he was right to probably think someone's going to get it. But Shaw, I think Amrabat was near it as well. It did bounce in an area where it looked like any of them could have been the ones to go for it. But none of them went. And then what happens is Maguire's nowhere near his man because he's trying to be providing space because we were on the ball. And then he's trying to get back to Solanke. I think it was Solanke scored the first one.
Yeah, Solanke
bang, bottom corner. Nothing you can do about it in the end. There's a stupid, sloppy passing after we did all right to start with. So that was peeing me right off. But I thought, right, we got back into the game. We started playing football again. But like I said, what happens for the second goal? McTominay gets it, pops it to them. They go and score. Like, no. McTominay gets it, pops it to them. Solanke gets another chance and slots it on the post, nearly scored. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on with United? We look so much better as a team passing it around. It's not even so much, you know what I mean? From where we were yesterday, we were actually a lot better in terms of keeping it, moving it, even though McTominay decided to vacate his space and he's only playing because he scored goals. But this is hurting us as a team to try and play football. And we're missing Eriksen. We're missing Eriksen massively there. And there's nothing we could really do. It was annoying. It was really annoying.
That's right. Not chest infection. All right, that clears up by Christmas, mate. They're awful chest infections. Arsenal lost, bad result, still in the mix. Yeah, I'm glad you're still in the mix, mate, because we certainly, Raj, was given far too much respect today with the Cherries. We did say it could be a banana skin. I did the other day. As they picked up recent good work. Yeah. I thought we were going to roll them over. I said 3-0. Our wrong. Well, I was right. I was entirely right, actually. I just got it the wrong way round. You know what I mean? Invert what I said. And it was 3-0, man. It was 3-0 Bournemouth. So, yeah, I think that's something people are saying, that the players didn't take the Bournemouth seriously enough. But I just don't want to believe that. On to McTominay, I know you've already given a briefing. Is it time to just say that he cannot play the 8 role? His inability to play the 8, it's showing every game. Yeah, he's a threat in the box at the other end, but he doesn't have the attribute of a number 8 to play there, does he?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, you can see that's why he was a forward when he was younger. It's like me trying to play midfield. I could never do it because I don't have the skills. I've got ability to control the ball and all of that nonsense. But you need specific skills to be able to know what's around you, make them passes on a regular basis. You can do it every now and again, But to make that your bread and butter, when you're used to being a player who's in the final third, trying to get goals and stuff, and then all of a sudden you're going to go pro and you're going central midfield, it's not going to happen. You're picking up wrong positions all day long. You're running away from it in the danger areas where midfielders that are really good, they want it in them danger areas. They're bringing players on. Yeah, come. Right, pop, give it back. Yeah. He doesn't do that. Amrabat was trying to do it, but it's just Amrabat on his own. McTominay just fleed and went up front and then killed all the passing lanes. So then you've got nothing because you've got Bruno already up there trying to be in a passing lane. Then you get McTominay as well. Then there's no passing lanes at all. You've cut off both sides, right side and left side. Now we can't play on the right side of the pitch. So that's what happened yesterday. And it hurt us big time because we were never going to get any clear-cut chances. You know, one-touch passing is the key to opening up teams. And if he's going to take a touch and then pass, and then not even be in the right areas, we got no chance. We got absolutely no chance. And that's why our forwards are never going to get any kind of service. And we're never going to get clean chances for these guys. We just don't have the players for it. You know who was our best in attack? Reguilon. He's the only player running in behind. He was doing overlaps, underlaps. He was the only one pushing the play going forward. And I really enjoyed watching him getting in beyond, crossing balls in and making things happen going forward. It was really good. And that's the only thing that was there. That's the only thing. So I felt like he was our only player going to make something happen. But that's not fair on a left back to have to get all the way up there and provide all our creativity. It doesn't make no sense. We had no other creativity apart from him.
Yeah, and that's going to be my next question. I mean, there's a lot of people having a go at Reguilon. I was one of them. Watching back the highlights, you're right, the second goal isn't his fault. But again, it's the Man United curse. Yeah, he's great going forward. Defensively, not the best. But what you're saying there about no creativity, the wingers, yet again, failed to impress for us yesterday, offering no outlet going forward whatsoever. I mean, we expect that from Anthony, obviously, these days. But Garnacho, I'm expecting more from the young lads. Is it their fault in particular, or is it because of what you're saying, the passing lane's been closed down, McTominay, etc., etc.? Where are you laying the blame on the lack of creativity from our wingers?
First of all, we know Anthony doesn't really create chances for anybody. No matter at the best of times, he's never going to do that. Garnacho, we know he's going to be in and out of form. But I think he linked up okay with Reguilon at times. They both linked up okay, and they did create a little bit in the first half. Second half, there was not much at all that I remember seeing from the left or the right. But at least we had a little bit from Garnacho early on, and they were lively, trying to move, trying to make things happen. But like we said, if the ball doesn't get to them early, then they can't do their stuff. If you get the ball late and everyone's in position, you have to just pass it and move back around. Now, if that passing and moving back around is slow, everyone's in position once it goes to that side, and everyone's in position when it goes to that side. There were never any trouble. Bournemouth were never in any trouble. Their keeper could have had the day off. I think he did have the day off. He didn't even do anything. He never saved a shot at all. Didn't need to do nothing. How poor is that?
Sipping a cup of tea, mate. Yeah, mate, sipping a cup of tea. What's it from Raj? They used your weaknesses to their advantage yesterday. Agree with that. I watched Match of the Day this morning, and they come up with a very good point that literally from kickoff, Bournemouth banged it down for a goal kick for us and then pinned us in, knowing that we can't play out of the back. So the question of a little off topic quickly is, does Ten Hag need to change this philosophy with this squad at the moment? Because we cannot play out of the back. Does he have to stick with it and just hope that it clicks?
He's got no options at the moment until the boys come back. Like I said, we are just straggling on until the boys come back. There's nothing you can do. The same way Rangnick took over that bunch, and you couldn't do anything. Tell them to press. Okay, they didn't press well enough. Tell them to be able to keep the ball. They can't keep the ball. They're not good enough to play at them levels as a team. The combination of players we have on the pitch is not good enough. Like, if you talk about one player on their own, or put this player in that team, he'll be okay. But our mix of players right now is absolutely atrocious. We do not have any strength in any areas as a team collectively, and that's what's killing us. Even people like Bruno, how creative he is, he gets trashed for when we lose games like this, no matter what happens. So he knows if we lose, I'm going to get trashed. If we win, I'm probably going to get some praise, because it's not really my fault. It's the same with the striker. Højlund hasn't scored since he come here in the Prem. Is that really his fault? No, it's not. Is he getting chances and missing them? No, he's not. He's just not getting chances. Until he gets chances, I'm not going to say a thing about the guy. There's no point. I can't talk bad about this guy. But I can talk about a player who gets the ball and meant to take his man on, doesn't take his man on, meant to create chances for the striker. If you ain't good at that, then don't play football, because that's your job. My job as a striker is if I get the chances and the ball comes in the areas, I've got to put them away. I've got to be a sharp shooter. If a defender's in that area picking up the ball, he won't control it well, it won't be sharp, and he won't get shot off, won't hit the target. And that's why he wouldn't score goals. That's why defenders don't play up front. That's why midfielders play in the midfield, strikers play up front, defenders defend. We just have players that can't do any of the stuff to a level that we need it to be. Serious. Can we?
We've got nothing.
Yeah, Maguire's playing well, right? He's playing well. And
even yesterday, he weren't that good yesterday, mate. But we'll get into that in a bit. Yeah.
This is my point. He's playing Maguire as Maguire. So what is he? He is at best, top 10 team player. Now, what is Varane at best? Champions League player. So if you play against Bournemouth, for example, if I say to you, it's not Maguire's fault. I'm just giving you two examples. Yeah. You've got Varane in a team with Martinez. Is it expected that you ever see 3-0 versus Bournemouth? It's not really, is it? Once in a blue moon. But if I said there was 10 games Maguire and Lindelof played against Bournemouth and it was 3-0 4 times, you wouldn't be surprised. This is my point. Even if they played normal levels of them. They don't have to play badly for that to be 3-0 Bournemouth all the time. This is what we're getting. If with Varane's in the side, there's much less chance of us losing 3-0 because things will be done differently. Why do you not play your players? Why do you keep playing? Okay, you play McTominay because he scored. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to control the game. Forget he scored. Anyway.
Listen, I'll say that because obviously at my level, like I've always said, I was never that good when I was rubbish at football, but I went through a massive purple patch of scoring. But I knew every Sunday that come round, I knew I weren't in the starting lineup because there were better players than me. But I knew, like, you know what I mean? That was my job. I was a sub. I came on 20 minutes because I had a bit of legs about me and the defenders already run ragged. And then take them on for 20 minutes. And I knew that was my role. You know what I mean? Yeah. You shouldn't be getting into the team just because you've scored a few goals. Anyway, so a few comments here. Sub vids, Reguilon about a good winger. Do you know what? It's not a bad shout at all.
It really is. Would. It really is.
Raj thinks that Ten Hag needs to change his formation and style. I mean, this is what Nate was saying. I think I agree with. To who? These players can't do anything in any formation. You're like... he needs to be playing Varane again, but we'll get into that. Curler's throwing down the blame here, Nath. I blame the Duke for yesterday. We kept saying it was a really tough game, and the players seen the podcast. In all fairness, Nath went 2-1. I was the one saying we were going to batter him, so I'll take that blame. All jokes aside, they're headless chickens all game. No focus, no ball tracking and holding, no fight. I mean, yeah. You can put literally X, everything, nothing that was on display on that pitch yesterday. Not a single bit. Raj saying 4-3-3 or 4-5-1. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, with the state of our team, I just don't know what you do, really. I mean, we're basically playing a 4-3-3 anyway. I know it's not called that anymore, but I see it as a 4-3-3. The personnel needs to get better. They need to start doing their jobs. But I agree, Raj. I think Ten Hag needs to change up a little bit somewhere around the pitch. And especially when we start talking about the defence, we've already gone into the mistakes and the same old. You see it time and time again. Yes, Maguire's playing better, but he's just not up to the level to be taking this on. You've got Dalot. I mean, Dalot, for me, he has moments in games where I'm like, oh, do you know what? He actually is all right. Yeah. And then you really watch 90 minutes of him and he can't do it. Sure, at centre-back, I'm not too sure about. Yeah, he can do all right. But when you've got Varane on the bench, it's mind-boggling to me. And Reguilon, we know, isn't perfect at left-back. So what do you change there, Nath? If the defence is always going to be like this, is there anything you can do here?
Look, I would have gone with my best team. And I know that's Wan-Bissaka, that's Varane, that's Shaw, Reguilon, I believe right now, at this moment in time. That would be my strongest back four because I know I'm going to get something going forward and I'm going to have strong centre-back pairing and I've got Wan-Bissaka who can't be beat one-on-one. So that's the best we've got. Let's look at the positives. That's the best we've got. Now, in midfield, You play Amrabat because he's like your poor man's Casemiro. Right. He's in there because he does what Casemiro does. He tries to do what Casemiro does. Then you go, who else can play football for me that I can have in there that is maybe not so good defensively, but maybe he can still keep the ball and has got a bit of intelligence. So you got Mainu, who ain't got as much, you've seen, obviously not too good. He's a passenger off the ball, but on the ball, we'll keep the ball for fun. He'll have no problems. Then you've also got Donny, who's about to leave. I'd be playing him. I don't care. I'd be playing him because I want to see us keep the ball. If we're trying to play keep ball football, who's the best at keeping the ball? We already know Donny can keep the ball. Give him it and let Amrabat be the one who chases and him try token efforts at defending, which he's not good at. We know that. That's where you're going to lose the ability there. But I'd rather if we're trying to play football, I'd rather we have a baller in there than a player who's going to destroy like McTominay who can't ball. If you get what I mean. I'd rather do that.
Exactly same.
Because we had all the play yesterday. We had all the play. I'm telling you, we had the ball all the time. We did nothing with it. So I would play players who can pop it and create something. You put him in there, he can create something. Bruno ahead. Okay, now you can think about the wide. Okay, you're going to try Anthony. You're going to try Rashford. You're going to have problems there no matter what you do. So you just play whoever you can. I don't know whoever you pick your poison because they're all having problems, right?
Yeah,
we just got to wait for Ahmad to come back and hope that he is our answer to actually, because he is. In terms of on the ball, he's way better than all of us players that we're watching right now. Make truce with Sancho. Put him on the right, please. Just put him on the right because I'm sure he's better than the others. From what we've seen, he is better than what I'm seeing at the moment, and that's it. That's it. That's what I would do to change things up.
Yeah. Quickly on Ahmed. The news is filtering down that it's a possibility Man United are looking to send him back out on loan. Would that be the end of the season for you, Nate? Would you stop watching if that happens?
That would be heartbreaking because the players
we can't afford to.
How can a manager watch this and then see Ahmad in training, knowing what he's got about him, his ability to do what he does, and then not try him and not use him? Try him first. Then if he's not doing it after 10 games, get rid. But try him. Trust me, he is going to be better than Anthony, Sancho, and whoever else on the left and the right. 10 times. He's better than them all. Attacking wise, he is. Defensively, you're going to need help, of course. But that's where you got Wan-Bissaka behind.
That's why you say Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, exactly right, mate. Yeah. Yes, but yeah, if he goes out on loan, I don't know. That'll be ridiculous to me because we're lacking in that position anyway. It's not like we got like oodles of players there, but anyway, I was just I just wanted to see your face. I put it in the group yesterday. You didn't respond, and I was like, I'm going to get him on the show.
I didn't want to read it.
Curtis, again, the worry for me is it should have been 6, definitely, and that's a fact. They have glorious chances for another 3. So this brings into a question that you said to me is how are we making these like good footballers, but not great footballers like Dominic Solanke look like prime Gabriel Batistuta, and it's every team. It's every team. We're making, we're making these players look so good against us. Is that a big problem? Because then you get the confidence. Solanke scores in 3 minutes, and now the confidence is up and we can't break him down. What's going wrong with us that we're not able to deal with these? I don't want to use the word average, but in terms of Premier League average ballers, which is top end anyway, there's no disrespect there. What's going on there?
I'll keep coming back to it. I keep saying it, but we are going to have to live with having trouble against these teams until our boys come back. We have to have players who are obviously noticeably better than Bournemouth, right? Our players right now, they're not noticeably better than Bournemouth. So if they're the same in and around the similar levels, I don't want to kill Maguire because it feels bad keep mentioning his name, but he ain't of the levels. He's probably of the Bournemouth level. He could go in Bournemouth now and probably be in the squad. And he wouldn't look out of place. And no one would say, you're too good for this level. You need to go to a higher team. That's the levels that he really is. So if we're playing against, and Dalot as well, Dalot's the same. He should be our second choice player who comes in when players are tired. Like the one-off game, the 2 games every now and again. He's playing every week. He's not good enough. Like he looks okay. He looks nice and tidy on the ball, but he is not good enough. And he ain't getting any better. He's the same. He's going to be the same for the rest of his career from the looks of it. I don't know how old he is now, but he ain't a young pup that's got more to learn and get better. going to be the same, pretty much.
He must be
So we've
23, 24 now. Must be.
Yeah.
Dallo,
So we've
you know
got
what I mean?
basically, we've got a player here who our second fullback is starting every week. We've got our second or third or fourth defender starting every week. Shaw's playing, and we know Reguilon defensively ain't the best. But like we say, if we can't even put Shaw at left back because we got no other centre back. So, well, we got Varane, but we can't play there because we haven't got left foot. So yeah.
Varane, I don't understand what's going on with Varane. I mean, that's a whole conversation. It's weird. Obviously, we're selling him. Obviously, he's falling out with the gaffer. I know the gaffer's saying it's not true, but and again, this is no disrespect to Maguire, but you're talking about a 4 or 5 times Champions League winner who is best in class at Man United. He's our best centre back by a mile. Martinez as well,
100%.
But he's injured at the moment. Our best available centre back. It's weird. Curlers, mate, at the end of the season for me is then the sacking of ETH and Old comes back, and there are rumours of that. I don't see Ten Hag lasting until the end of the season, mate. I think we get pumped by Bayern and we get pumped by Liverpool, and he's gone. His only hope is miracles now. A miracle against Bayern and a miracle away at Liverpool. Because if he takes a 7-0 pumping at Liverpool again, 5-0, 4-0, whatever, we're done. He's done. One for you then, Nate. Would you take Dominic Solanke at United? A little third choice, second choice striker?
No. Not taking
Right, he shut that one down, mate. He shut that one down. Even right now, you wouldn't take him.
Not right now, not never. What difference does it make?
Yeah, it's a fair shot. I say Mbappe wouldn't turn this team around, so Dominic Solanke certainly ain't. I'm going to get back to the striker situation in a second. Let's just get through these comments quickly. Crap attitude, Scarf. We have players who turn up and expect to roll over smaller teams, and that's killing us at the moment as they don't get into the game until it's done. Nate, is that a thing? Do you ever, when you were pro, did you ever turn up against a smaller team? Like, I'm not talking about playing, you know what I mean, like Wilfred Green in the league, in the FA Cup. I'm talking about in the league. Did you ever turn up against a smaller team and be like, we're definitely smashing these out and not be bothered?
No, you know what? The manager always reminds you before a game, making sure that everyone knows. And you're pros, yeah? You're pros. You don't go into any game thinking we're going to roll these over, especially United, the way we've been playing all season. If they ever think they're going to roll anyone over, not even a non-league team could come to United at Old Trafford right now and they think they're going to roll them over. We know if we're not on our game, we're dead. We tried to be on our game. People were really working. I think people were really working hard yesterday. They just haven't got the ability. It's just not, you can't do more than that. Like, if you're working your best and you just haven't got the ability, what more can you say to a player? They can't be better next time. That's their level.
45.
Exactly, that's their level. Just accept that's their level, and that's them playing at their best. They'll lose to 3-0 to Bournemouth. That's what it is. Yeah. Simple. We could have played another 90 minutes and not had another chance. Not even one chance in that game. Not one clear-cut chance did we create. And the boys are working so hard, trying so hard, popping it left, right, and then going nowhere. We're just not good enough. They haven't got players with ability to make something happen out of nowhere. Until you get Eriksen, who's got brain. We had players like that, like I said before. Donny's got that, but he hasn't got some other things. Mata had that, but he didn't have so much pace. So people hate on players like that. Oh, he's not got pace. You put on pacey players with no brains, you still get nothing. You might as well play the players with brains and no pace. I'd kill
for a wild Mata right now. The disrespect that man got at Man United is just disgrace because he was like one Mata is a baller. Anyway, Raj saying he loves testing you with the Dominic Solanke comment. So back to the strikers. A lot of visceral and derision aimed towards one man, Anthony Martial, yesterday, which in retrospect are slightly unfair. Yes, he didn't have the best game. I saw a couple of people saying he didn't make the runs that were needed for balls. You've got a different view on this, Dave, I think. You're not blaming, and just quickly, Ten Hag came out and said as well, like, you can't just pick on one player. It was a team performance, and we were awful. Martial wasn't horrific for you yesterday.
No, he wasn't. I actually watching him going, he's on it today. He looks like he might even score today. Like, the way he was trying to shut down, the way he was linking up with players, the way when he got on it, he tried to run and then pass it, pop it up and then move again. He was trying to do the right things, and I'm like, he's on it. He might actually, not that he done anything. Let me just make it clear. He didn't do anything that you go, oh my gosh, what a goal, or what a shot that was. he looked sharp doing his part of his job as the whole picture of a football team. When you see the ball goes up to your striker, okay, is he going to link with his man? Is he going to pop and then move and try and get in the box? Is he going to shut down at good pace? Is he anticipating? He's doing all the things you need to do to put yourself in the best position to have a good game. But badly enough, unfortunately, United as a whole team were not the best. So that's what happened. So Nat went to the game. He wasn't the best player on the pitch. I think he was okay. He picked it up, ran with it a bit, passed it off. So I'm looking at it going, okay, I ain't going to give you the highest score in the world today. But in terms of knowing when you're on it or when you're not on it, like the amount of games he has been before where he doesn't run and he won't run anywhere, he'll not link up well and whatever. That didn't happen yesterday. I'm like, good. It's good Ten Hag's playing him because you're going to hopefully keep two strikers sharp. And then hopefully when the chances come, you got two players who you can play and get goals for. He comes off and everyone's like, oh, Martial was crap. He was not. It's because we're losing 3-0 and we haven't had any shots that everyone didn't even really look at the small details of what makes you a player. I'm going to go one story at Watford. I was playing dead football. I believed it to be dead football. Route one, always going forward, banging it, having to chase the ball. I didn't like that. I hated that. And then I had a conversation with the with the guy. I don't think I told you the story before, but with the guy who you can. What's the guy when you speak about it? What's in your mind? What's the guy's name? When you're speaking about what's in your mind to get your mindset right, you
subconscious.
You have people there at the clubs now to look after.
Like psychologists. Sorry, yes. Mate, I'm with you. Yeah. Sports psychologist. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Well, I went and met with the psychologist, and obviously the previous games, I'm not chasing them balls. I'm not doing that, and I'm not playing. And he said, "Why do you think you're not playing?" Blah blah blah. And I said, "Because I'm not chasing them balls. Because this, because that." And he goes, "Okay. Do you think if you were chasing them balls and you were doing blah blah blah, do you think you get more of a chance to play?" So anyway, it made me change my mindset and go, right, I'm going to work hard. And after that, I played the game. Next game, I scored. Yeah. But what he said after the game in the reaction, we were sitting there to debrief, and he said, I noticed a change in someone in the game that day. I knew he was going to do something because what happened is I started well. I did the right things. I was chasing. I was anticipating. And then I scored. But he was talking about before I scored, what difference he noticed in me. It wasn't just that I scored. It was that he noticed I was doing something different. And this is what I was just saying. Martial was doing something different. Although he didn't get this chance today to score, I want to see him like this every game. Yeah. And things will change for him. That's what I'm saying.
Is it too easy just to keep picking? It's the wrong way to say picking on his grown man, but is it too easy to keep blaming everything on Martial at top? And as you're saying, not bringing to the equation the fact he's getting no supply, like the foul saying here, we didn't create any chances. The fact that he is trying but not getting the balls that he wants. Is it just too easy to be singling out Martial?
Yeah, it is. If you don't look at it from, like when you're a coach and you're or a player playing at that level. We go through the fine details of all the things you need to do and all of that. So when we're watching it, I'm watching the game. I say I coach my son's team, and I talk to each player about what they need to be doing and what things they need to. It's not about. It's little other things that you need to look at to determine if a player's playing well or not, or if it's their fault or not. And as Nat went to the game yesterday himself, he probably noticed he played really well. But yeah, you're right. When that happened, but why did no one say anything about Højlund? Same thing, he didn't score. Didn't have any shots on target.
And that's just about saying that. Quickly with Curtis, the reality laid bare needs to be complete clear out of players, but as we know, that means the owners agree to do that, and the cash bringing fighters all over the pitch. Mate, Curtis, that ain't happening. This is why I come back. You can't. The Glazers ain't going to pay off the players like Arsenal did. It just isn't going to happen. So we're stuck with these boys.
Simple. We got to get Jassim back in. Like ring him back up and say, "Listen, mate, just take off."
Yeah, beg, hands and knees, beg. Now again, the thing, Martial better than Højlund, but because Højlund runs a bit now, he's now better. I also think there's a lot of this. Is what I'm saying about is it unfair on Martial? Martial's become the object of our hate and derision. It always happens at all football clubs when you're playing ball. You pick on one, and Martial's that man at the moment because they're different strikers now. And I think you'll agree with that. Very different, and they bring different things to the team.
Yeah.
You can't play
with
You
And the
can't play
hold
Holland every game.
the getting older bit is better in terms of that. He chases and he looks more high intensity. But in terms of the technical brilliance side, I think Martial brings a bit more, and I think he's got more intelligence to his link-up play. A lot more Martial's got, and his finishing's better until I see any different. So in terms of Martial's link-up is so much better. Yeah, exactly. He's just said the same thing I said.
Yeah.
And Martial is better than Rashford when he's on form. He is better as a player on the eye and knowing what to do, not making stupid mistakes, and playing better for larger periods of the game as well. In terms of just pure goal scoring, amount of goals, obviously Rashford has scored more on many more occasions, but I totally get what you mean. He is a better football player than Rashford. And even when we're talking about who better on the left, Martial was always better dribbler, always better linking up. So I would say that. But yeah, I think Rashford's a little bit different now. He's just a player who you look at as goal tally. You can't look at him for anything else apart from goal tally.
No.
He's not a good football. He's not good football brain consistently enough. He doesn't use his brain consistently enough on the pitch, I think.
You remember when there was comparisons between Rashford and Mbappe? Cool, whoever come out with that is looking a fool and should never write an article I forget which newspaper it was, but a newspaper was like, yeah, the English Mbappe, you get in the bin, mate. Get in the bin.
You could say, yeah.
God, Rashford is so painful. Listen, like I said, it's DeMarcus Rashford. There ain't Marcus is on holiday. This is his twin brother DeMarcus, and I don't know what's going on with him. He can't play football. Martial is the boss. That's
No, he's not the boss at the minute. No, he's definitely not the boss.
No one's the boss in this team at the moment. So Mbappe left foot better than Rashford's right foot. Yeah, you can't go. You can't go. Mbappe's left finger's better than Rashford's right foot at the moment. So I don't know what's going on with him. All right, there's some. We've gone through it. There's not much more we can say about that performance. Let's get into the player ratings. I can imagine this isn't going to be pretty for some of these boys. We start with a big man between the sticks, Andre Onana. Weirdly, seen some people blaming him for a couple of goals. Don't see how that's possible.
Yeah, well, I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. You know, one of the goals, I did say probably De Gea. I could see De Gea saving that because he could have get his arm to it. He tried his best. He didn't do anything wrong. But I just think the dynamics of De Gea's body, we're going to always do that. But I said De Gea saves that. You know, one of them, I think it was the one of the headers. He dived at a full stretch, but I've seen De Gea save them kind of ones, man. But yeah, I just say, look, it's not his fault.
That's the magic of De Gea.
Exactly. That's the magic
thing. Yeah. That's De Gea. You can't be putting Onana down for that. You know what I mean?
I'm not putting him down.
Most goalkeepers ain't saving that apart from De Gea. You know what I mean? Or maybe a Neuer. Portuguese right back Diego Dalot, not his best performance yesterday. What are we saying?
I'm giving him a 5. He's just average player. Like I said, it was weird because we kept the ball. We looked kind of bright in the first 2/3, then concede easy. And that happened 3 times and then 4 times. So although we looked bright, you know, we looked quite bright, I would say, passing it around, looking more like a team who wants to play some one-touch stuff every now and again, moving it left to right. But he was part of that. He didn't do nothing. He didn't get forward, didn't cross any balls and make anything look good. Nothing. Just nothing. 5.
I love that. Premier League Player of the Month, somehow. The biggest petty vote I've ever seen. Harry Maguire at the back.
I think he probably gets a 5. He did okay defensively, but again, he's not on the ball enough. He doesn't try to play progressive, and we need that at the back. You know, like to make the midfield be able to work well, he needs to be able to take more responsibility on the ball. It's not just about winning headers when it comes pumped up towards your head, or, you know, getting tight and winning challenges. You know, it's got to be better than that. And I think I'd give him a 5 just because we conceded 3 goals. Could he have reacted quicker to try and get close to the forward once he realized we lost the ball? Oh, let me attach back to my man because we're not on play. But he reacted a bit too late. I'm not putting it on him. I don't think it's his fault. But would another player with more nous about him do that? If you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm giving him a 5.
Plus, I will say this as well. He's lucky because that 4th goal was entirely his fault. The one that got disallowed. So yeah. Martin, terrible performance yesterday by the whole team. I mean, couldn't Couldn't agree with you anymore, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And the Manchester Philip Larkin is back. The wordsmith, Maguire. You can read it yourself, people. Dad's first goal was his fault. You can see the players all the way. I do agree. I thought Maguire was at fault for a couple of, not a fault is one way to put it, but could have done better with a couple of things. But again, a bit like what we're saying this team, you can't blame Maguire. This is his level. If we're allowing, if the midfield is allowing these players to just keep running at us, then what can you say? You know what I mean? Again, another player who didn't have his best game yesterday, Luke Shaw playing at centre back. I think this is for me the first time he looked weak in that role, like really weak.
Yeah, you know what? He was back to a little bit too relaxed. Like he was standing there, you know, at times. And then when that ball did get, you know, the ball, I don't know if he even played that ball trying to find McTominay with a little dink. And then McTominay loses it. And then he's just like dropped too far off because he didn't want to move as the ball was played. And so, oh, he might not win that. He didn't move. He thought he might win that. And then the ball bounces. And then why didn't he go to it quicker? He just reacted too late. And then, like I say, for the second goal, he Reguilon's up the pitch. He's there. I think he tried to play it into the forward. Their team wins it. And then because he lost that ball, he goes charging over to the right side, all the way over to the right, where Maguire's already there, Dalot's already there, and the midfielder's already running back McTominay. Why is he going over there, leaving all the left side, and Reguilon having to chase all the way back and get there? Reguilon couldn't get there. Shaw comes back and the guy heads it in because he was out of position. So that was bad defending from Shaw. And you got to get a 5 for that. You got to get a 5. I expect more.
Well, to be fair, Sub Vince is saying that these are very generous ratings. Raju and Shaw.
Is it 4? Is it worth a 4? Is it better to be 4 then?
Yeah, I'm not sure. 4. When you start getting into the 4, I mean, we did lose 3-0 to Bournemouth, so it's a 4 or a 5, Nate. You know, it's a high 4
you know
or a low 5.
There were 2 headers from corners, wasn't they? And it wasn't Shaw who let that header from corner in. It was him for the second goal. But it wasn't him. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to look at it as his whole performance on his own, as well as the 3-0. But then I'm looking at it as, was he at fault for any of the other goals? I don't think so. I'm giving him a 5. I believe he got a 5.
RG Bear, good to see you again, mate. Why is everyone gassing up Anthony? Are people gassing up Anthony? Cool, because they ain't watching the football I am. People saying he's playing well. Yeah, so just running forward and passing the ball sideways and backwards is now a success for United. 80 mil winger, dead team. Couldn't agree more with you, RG. Couldn't agree more with you. And Daz responds with his usual. I love it, brother. Like, at least you're consistent, mate. You know, Anthony, bank. Martin, back again. Not enough goals in the team. How can we expect to win? Exactly what Nathan's been saying. Like, there just isn't enough in there. And yeah, Dad's getting on you as well. Too generous with his ratings. You know what I mean?
I think 6 is average and 5 is below average. I don't know. But
no,
you always think 5 is average and 4 is below
average. Yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, they're not happy with your ratings, mate.
When they walk on the pitch, they start at 6 and then they go down. I don't know why. I've always thought that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's one less then.
Yeah, the left back, and quickly, it looks like he's leaving in January as well because of Spurs' injury crisis. Reguilon.
Oh, bloody hell, man.
Yeah, if you're not, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm giving him a 6. He was our only threat going forward. He was the only thing worth looking at, worth being optimistic about. I think he moved forward. He ran him. He done the underlaps. Like I said, he made overlaps, looking to put the ball in enough times. First half, that was. He was doing a lot of that. He was forcing the play, making things happen. If we had more players like him on the pitch, we would be scoring goals and would be creating chances. But we didn't. He was the only attacking threat that we had. And I was peed off because there's no one else on the pitch. No Anthony, no Garnacho, no anyone else doing anything. So, yeah, I think he deserves a 6. I don't think it was his fault for any of the goals. He actually wasn't a liability defensively yesterday. So, yeah, I believe he was worth a 6 yesterday. I'm not giving him less than that. I really believe he done well. I was watching the game going, yeah. I actually was on the Man United app. It says, who do you think is going to be the main player? I tapped Reguilon. It had 1% of all the people saying. And I was saying, yeah. And he was our best player for me. He was our best player on the pitch.
Yeah, well, apparently we're trying to get an extension on the loan, but there's a break clause in January. And obviously Spurs have got a massive injury crisis. So we could lose him. Obviously, by that time, Malacia will be back. Would it worry you if we lose Reguilon?
Yeah, but Reguilon's better going forward. He's better than all of our the fullbacks at going forward.
Yeah.
He's got that thing about him where he knows where to cross, where to pass, and when to run, and with intensity. He knows all of that stuff, and I like that. And we haven't had a fullback like that in a hell of a long time. So although he's not as great defensively, I need to see him still here just to help us while we have this crisis, and hopefully we get a Frimpong in who can do that kind of job and be pacey and do the defensive side. Probably, I don't know how good he is defensively, but all I know is he looks like a talent, and I wouldn't mind getting him in.
Yeah. Mine again. Solid question. Do you reckon we'll bounce back next week? Bruv, not me. We've got Bayern and Liverpool, so no. Nate, where you sit on that one?
Nah, mate. We ain't winning. We ain't beating Bayern, and we ain't beating Liverpool. And mark my words, it ain't going to be like last season where we thought we were going to get battered by Liverpool, then we battered them. We ain't got the players capable of even drawing with Liverpool this week. It's not going to happen. We are getting 0 points from the next 2 games. So just get ready. Just get ready to be worried about the next 2 games. And that's it. You know what I said about that before, though, innit? When you feel like you're going to lose, sometimes they pull it out the bag. Let's just hope that what we think doesn't happen.
Christmas miracle. Miracle. That's the only thing that's saving it. Sofiane Amrabat playing the DM role for us yesterday. A lot of people are becoming underwhelmed with him, but I don't see much wrong with his game.
I didn't. I gave him a 6. I think he did well. He kept on the ball. He's tried to spray it. The problem is he had no McTominay next to him to spray it to as well. And he put him under lots of pressure. A lot of times he had to do last-ditch passes to get out of trouble because there was nobody else there to help him. Nobody providing the triangle because McTominay is not a midfielder. That's what happened. And he was trying to hold down the fort all on his own. And he actually done a good job at it in the end. It was nowhere near his fault. He did okay. Like I said, he's a poor man's Casemiro. He did not. He can never be Casemiro because Casemiro has that one-touch stuff about him as well. He's got a little bit more legs than Casemiro, and that's about it. And he knows to pass the ball simple. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. Let me be that water carrier and let the rest of the players do their job. The problem is, that's what I'm saying. He done his job. Everyone else don't do their job. So that's the problem. Reguilon done his job, but who else done their job? No one. So I'm not putting them with the same people as the other players. The other players need to get it.
Up next, I usually call him Scotty Too Hotty, but it's now Scotty Too Naughty. I'm not having it because he does nothing. And the Duke's rating's already up.
Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. The guy was hidden. He was hidden. I don't know if we get the stats up on how many passes this guy made. I'm sure it's less than half of what Amrabat made. And he's supposed to be a double pivot. How can you make half of what the other player made in your position? Makes no sense to me. And I bet you if we look at Shaw and Maguire, probably the same thing in there as well. Please, someone find the stats website where you can find how many passes they made and how many passes they attempted. I'm telling you, he probably made half, if not less than half. This is what kills us. We're trying to play football and your players are not getting on the ball. Your players are hiding and going up front and going, just bang it to me so I can try and challenge someone instead of pass it to me in the hole and I'll keep it. Doesn't happen. And when he did try and keep it, they nearly scored a goal and flippingly passed it to them and then Solanke hit the post. I'm not happy. 4.
Duke's rating's unbelievable. He'd give McCann 6 out of 10 for babysitting.
What's 4? 4 is too much, is it? Is 4 too much? Wow.
I'm not just trying to defend you here. Daisy, you've got here. Archie Bear not happy with the swearing. I'll come to your defense here, Nate. Most of the ratings I've seen that aren't fan-based ratings, that are ex-pro ratings in the papers and pundits ratings in the papers, are around the same what you're giving people, 4s to 5s to 6. So, but when you've got the disappointment that you saw yesterday, Nate, you know what I mean? I could easily sit here and take one point off of every score that you've given, if not 2. But that's emotion talking, not really sitting down and analysing the performance, you know what I mean? So,
you know what? I watch these games with total analyzation. Like I'm just analyzing it. I don't even watch the game like normal. Like, you know, I'm not just like waiting, hoping for a goal. I'm actually looking at every pass that's made. I'm going, who's on? Where's his pass? Where's his options? Where's that? Okay, where's his overlap? Where's him? Why are you not there? I'm doing all of that madness in every position. Play it there. Okay, get it back. Make sure that's sharp. Make sure that's on. Oh, why are you playing so soft? Play it firmer next time. I'm doing all of that when I'm watching the game, and I'm going right. He's this position. He's on this number right now. All through the game, I've got like running ratings going in my head through every minute, and the numbers are going up and down as I'm.
All right, Rain Man. Mate, I don't need to ask Nat what you're like on the sideline when you're watching him, mate.
Yeah,
I need to find out. I bet you're a nightmare, bro. I bet you're a nightmare.
Tell him how I am. Tell him how I am, Nat, if you're watching. If you're still watching, tell him how I am. I look at every detail. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Daz, I mean, this is exactly what we were saying. McTominay giving the ball away so many times. He's just not got that in his locker. He just doesn't have it. And Martin, yeah, we do need Cass, Martinez. Mount, we still need to see. I think what we were talking about earlier about not being able to control it in the midfield, that's when Mount will come in. But as of yet, he has not settled. 2 injuries, big injuries already. And the games we've seen him playing, I know you're the same, they've not impressed us at all yet, Daz. Yet.
Not at all.
Yeah, Daz, that's exactly what Nate was saying earlier on. And yeah, exactly right, son. This is what I'm saying. The emotion of it brings that point down every time. That's what I mean. Like, up next, the captain again, not his best performance yesterday. Bruno Fernandes. He's not coming up. There he is.
Nowhere to be seen. Didn't really do much at all. Didn't help us. And then purposely got himself a yellow card just so he misses.
Feels like that, yeah.
Little
cowardness.
Little joke. That's what I'm saying. I never say anything like that, but little joke. That was petulance. It wasn't even football that he got yellow card. He went and said something to the ref and knew he was going to get a yellow card. Little cheat. I knew it. You want to get out of the game because you know you're going to get pumped. Play in the game, man. What's wrong with you, man?
I think Daz said it in the group as well, didn't he? He's like, wait, yellow card for Fernandes incoming, so we don't have to play against Liverpool. I think he's in the group as well. And so we all saw it coming.
I hope he doesn't. He was cruising through the game, no problems. Near the end, Matt, he says something. He says something purposely to get a yellow card. Purposely. And you know it.
Yeah. That's all it is to say about him, really. Poor performance. Goal of the month winner, Alejandro Garnacho.
I think he was probably the same. I think he had a little bit of good link up at times with Reguilon. But apart from that, it was a bit too erratic on the last touches. And, you know, the last ability to get his shot off, like trying to wiggle stuff. And he was lively. But like I said, it was without the quality at the end of it. He needs to get that quality at the end of it. And yeah, he's a 5.
Well, I was giving Bruno the 4, which I think is fair. That's what I mean. As from the outside looking in, like if you're not an ex-pro, like you can easily give these players 3s and 4s with the emotion running high. You know what I'm saying? Easily. No, you can. That's what I mean. It's the emotion. The Brazilian ghost, Anthony. What are we saying? There we go.
Yeah, Anthony is a 4. He worked hard like he does, but it's just too many things. Nothing comes off. Nothing leads to anything. Doesn't do anything. Didn't get no shots. Things opened up for him, and he still didn't get no shots. Didn't get anything. There's nothing happened. Like he worked hard, and that's better than when Rashford's on the pitch not working hard. But what chance have you got when you've got working hard versus not working hard? Which one are you going to play? Where's the football, man? Like, where's the ability to hit the target? Like, why can't you just do something on the ball? You know what? Oh, my days, man.
This is what happens when you start talking about it.
Why can we not? Why could we have not taken that West Ham boy from the wing, the French boy, man? Like I keep mentioning before. What's his name? Sick player. Back in the day. He was serious.
Oh, Payet. Dimitri Payet.
My goodness me. How can we just get a player with that kind of ability? Absolutely tear you apart. Score free kicks for fun. Put balls on your on a sixpence for you. We got nobody who can do that. Crossing balls and crap. Shooting. He didn't even shoot yesterday. Did nothing. He did one little good piece of skill and got taken down. Should have been a foul. That's all he did all game. Nothing.
You called it early doors, mate, and to be quite honest with you, most of us derided you. His left foot ain't anywhere near as good as I thought either. Like he's not got a top stat anywhere. Like with his attributes, he isn't the best at anything. Like it's weird.
Nothing.
It is weird.
Not one thing.
Subvids, great to hear proper professionals ratings though. Yeah, 100% exactly. That's what you got to look at from here. Because I'd give them all ones. We lost 3-0 to Bournemouth. So I ain't having it. And then finally, something tells me you might cause a little bit of uproar with this. What did you give Anthony Martial? I don't know. So
No, I gave him a 5.
Oh, it's
I
only
gave him
5. It's only a 5.
Because when you look at the other ones, I think he was in and around the 5s. I don't think it's as good as Reguilon. I don't think it's as good as Amrabat. And Onana got 6 anyway. But I think it wasn't through the fault of his own, if you get what I mean. Like I said, he was on it. He looked like he was on it, like ready to do whatever comes his way. But if nothing comes your way, there's nothing you can do. He lost the ball a few times, but that happens. It's not like, the ball's right by the byline, he controls it, plays up his back, pushes him a little bit, he loses the ball, or tries to get the pass back to the player. It doesn't happen. But the amount of other nice link-up play, popping it off and making it move, and then every time he gets it, passing it and moving quick to try and get on the end of it again. But obviously, if no one passes it back to you, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. Didn't get no shots. You know he's going to hit the target if he does. Didn't get a chance. No ball flashed across the box where you're going, where's Martial? You should have been there. That's when a proper striker gets up. Nothing happened. So I'm giving him a 5 because he was sharp. He was anticipating. His touch was good. He picked it up and ran, played 1-2s, tried to get on the end of things. Nothing more you can do. Keep playing that way. And when the team plays well, he will score. Same as Højlund. He comes on. He looked lively. He held up the ball quite well one time. And then he had a nice 1-2 with Bruno, shot it wide, hit a defender, and then nothing else happened from it. That's what you're going to get when you've got a team that doesn't play you the ball. We not got players to be able to do that. So, yeah, Martial, give him a 5. I think that's fair.
Well, yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, do you want to talk about any of the subs? I don't think it's needed, is it? None of them did anything. So Eric Ten Hag, where are we going? The ratings for him are already in. People are going in quick. Dave's giving him a 4. Same as Raj, both giving him a 4. So
I've gone 5.
Oh, 5, sorry, mate. Yeah, 5 for 10.
Yeah, I've gone 5. Reason being is because I'm giving him a 5 because when I wanted Reguilon in the side, I wanted Shaw centre back. He went and did it. I did want, obviously, Varane to play. That's why he's not getting what he's supposed to get. I wanted to see Wan-Bissaka. It was a surprise that Dalot's still in the side compared to Wan-Bissaka. We know we need to be defensively strong enough. And if you want Maguire already, you need to have other players who are able to help him. So, yeah. And then when you pick the midfield, he was always going to pick McTominay. And the good thing is he did put Amrabat with him. Then he played the players that I expected to play everywhere else. I wasn't upset that Martial was starting. So in terms of his starting lineup, it was Varane and Wan-Bissaka that I really would have liked to see. And then McTominay, I knew he was going to start because he scored 2. He's never going to come out. Yeah. But if you're going to be bold, are you going to put Mainu or Donny in? Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Donny maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just throw out this thing about Maino? Look, we're all hyped for him. And Twitter was exploding with where's Maino? The kid is a young player. He's had 180 minutes of professional football. You can't expect him to play week in, week out. Like you can't. You've got to ease him into this team, especially when we're playing badly as well. Look, he looks great. Let's not put too much on his shoulders early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Daz is absolutely slating you here, Joe.
You can't give ratings. 8 out of 10. Look, I'm fair ratings, yeah. I ain't trying to give stupid ratings like, oh, he's a 1 out of 10. You know, when you go silly, there's no point even doing ratings. Like when you go silly and go, oh, he's 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 0 out of 10, he's 50 out of 10. There's no point. I might as well not do ratings. I might as well have people laugh at me. I've seen people do it on other shows. Yeah. They mess about.
I've done it.
But when you mess about, but we're joking, yeah, when that happens. But when you mess about so much that you're giving stupid ratings, you might as well not rate, if you get what I mean, because it doesn't mean anything. I'm actually thinking person here, thinking about exactly what ratings they should get. He gets a 5 out of 10 because he didn't pick the players I wanted. We lost 3-0, and he's stuck with certain players that now that they're in, you can't get them out. You're not going to really easy get them out unless you get a backlash. You did it at the beginning of this last year. Every week, how many times we give him 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 sometimes because he made the subs right. He started the team. But this proved wrong. It proved we lost 3-0 at Old Trafford easily. It was no
Yeah, so
accident.
easily.
It was
No.
not accident. It wasn't a freak goal. We lost 3-0 easily, and we had no attacking creativity whatsoever. So he's getting a 5. Could get a 4. I agree. He could get a 4, but his hands are
1 point
also
is 1
tied.
point. Yeah. I can just say, listen, I'm from a little town called Pontypridd in South Wales, mate. So the weather in Manchester is an 8 out of 10 from where I come from, bro. Because that is rain 365, mate. Cold, freezing rain 365. Sub bids again. Interesting observation to include Donny. I will say it's a little bit weird, Dave. I don't know where you're coming from this. When apparently we've told him he's leaving, what's he doing on the bench?
Well, I think he should play. I think he should get some minutes because then if he's leaving, that team might want to see him play. How can he play? Is he any good? Is he still able to move? Can he pass the ball still? So when you see him on the pitch again, at least you can see, oh, he's active. He is actually active. But I don't get why he's not even involved at all, especially at a time where everyone's so bad. What's the harm in like letting him on for 30 minutes? See what he can do. Let him start a game with Amrabat and see what he can do. Like for all that time he played with him at Ajax and they got all that far, how is it you're not giving him a chance to play? It makes no sense to me. Look, I'd like to see him under his own manager being played, and then be able to really make my mark. Look what I did with Anthony. I took my time, and then I said no, not good enough, never gonna get there. And I want to say that with people like Mount. I want to say that with people like Donny. I haven't seen enough yet for me to say nope, no good enough, not good. I'm seeing other reasons why these players are not doing well. Even Højlund right now, I'm not going to say not good enough because it's not that. It's not that he's not good enough until I see that he's not good enough. Like Weghorst was not good enough, but apart from that, everyone else, mate, telling you, I know.
Awful. Yeah. Well, and with that wonderful, uplifting final comment, well, not final. Do you have a Jerry Springer final thought for the day? Let's look forward to Bayern and Liverpool. Do you see anything coming from them games?
No, I'd be lying if I told you I see anything at all. I can't see a point being made at we can't create chances. So if you can't create chances, how are you going to score against Bayern? And how are you going to score against Liverpool when you know it's at Anfield as well? Back in the day when we were champions, I was scared to go to Anfield. Imagine now, scared to go to Anfield. I'm scared to get whooped. I could even say we're going to start with 5-0. Like, I'm starting at 5-0. I believe it's going to be 5-0 minimum. Like, that's how bad we're going to be. We're going to be all over the place. Good. I understand why Bruno wanted to do what he did, but it's poor from him. Yeah. It's poor. He wants to get out of the game, so no one says, oh, he was the worst player. But look, it's coming our way. Someone's going to have to be out on that pitch. And if Maguire's out on that pitch, with Shaw, with Dalot again, if Wan-Bissaka ain't playing in that game, Erik ten Hag needs his brain checking. Like, you've got to have Wan-Bissaka in that game. You've got to.
I seriously think if he loses the next 2 games, he's out, Nath. I really do. That's my final question to you. If we lose the next 2 games heavily, do you see him surviving?
You know what? I think I do. You know why? Because we're going to lose in the Champions League anyway. We're not going through. So who cares what the score is against the best Bayern team out there for now? So that could easily be a 4-0 anyway. So if we have a 2-0 or something like that, no problem. We got 2-0, luckily, out of there. Didn't get whooped. Then we lose to Liverpool, 5-0, whatever. We're still in and around that top area with the dead players we've got. And if they know really, if they're actually proper management of a club, knowing what Ten Hag's actually got to play with, they'll realize it doesn't matter getting rid of it, Ten Hag. It doesn't matter. Bring someone else in. We're playing with the same boys. What is the other manager going to do? Is he going to play Rashford at right back? No. He's going to play Onana. Whoever comes in is going to play them boys. Only probably see Varane play. Okay, great. What else? Everyone else going to play. There's no other options. So whoever you bring in, you can bring in Pep right now. We ain't playing and winning games with them boys. Remember when Pep took over Man City? He had players that couldn't do what he wanted and he was struggling. They didn't win nothing. He had to get rid of them players because he's like, he can't do what I want. Bring in a keeper. He's not good enough. Let's bring in another keeper. You know? And then we all slate like Ten Hag when he gets a couple things wrong. Yeah, you could get a couple wrong. It always happens. Even the best Fergie, he did the same. He got players wrong sometimes, but then he gets the majority right, and I believe he's got the majority right. Obviously, the jury's out on Mount. We want to wait and see what he can do in the end. Most of his other players have made us better, and if they're playing, we would be mixing it with the top right now. We'd be probably second or third right now if we had all our players back, but they're not.
No.
Simple.
Well, and with that joyous and uplifted end to we're getting beat 2 more times before we see a victory. Thanks to everyone joining us today in the comments. You've been absolutely cooking. Daz again, let ETH cook. Thanks for everyone being there with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment on the video. Come find us on Twitter at Garth Lewis, at Nathan Ellington. And with that being said, stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you on the next Dukes United show.